Welcome to Just a Tip with Jake and Timmy. What's going on, everyone? Jake here with Uncommon EDC.
And I am Timmy. What's up, everybody?
Welcome to Just a Tip. Thanks, everyone who's already hopped on. Appreciate it. Today, we're just kind of chatting. We had a guest that was maybe 50-50. We weren't able to line something up in time, so we're kind of chatting for the next hour here, and then we have a lot of guests lined up for the next few weeks, though. So the next few weeks will be packed full of guests. But yeah, I just want to say hey to everyone in the chat. Looks like Randy's already holding it down. Getting a little bit of feedback.
That's me. That's me. Hang on. So if you guys see me looking down, hang on, let me sort this out. If you guys see me looking down, there's something going on with our chat. So like when we're hosting on Jake's channel, I cannot type on the chat. When we're hosting on my channel, Jake can't type on the chat. So we have to figure that out. So if you see me looking down, I'm responding to comments on my phone. So hang on one second, Jake. I'm going to start this and mute it.
Sounds good.
Feedback.
All right, Jesse James is here to see you shear the beard today.
I told Jesse, he's got do you know Redbeard knives?
Yeah.
Jake. So I'm kind of familiar with them only through Turbo, through Jesse McJames' channel. He shows them all the time. I guess they're friends or something.
Right.
And he sent him one, and I said, hey man, I'll trade you my beard for that knife. And then Redbeard got on there and responded, and he was like, yeah, I'll take you up on that deal. And I was like,
really?
I was like, pump the brakes. I was kind of just, I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you a couple inches for that fixed blade, but I've had a beard since freaking 1994.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I was wondering if there was any backstory to that, or if he just really wanted you to shave your beard.
Well, this is new. This just happened a couple days ago. I saw it on his channel, and I was like, hey, because he's always talking about shaving my beard. Although in your video the other day, Jesse, you had like a 5 o'clock shadow going on there. You look like you need to shave yourself.
Yeah. Also, while we're talking about Jesse, huge congrats to him. Just hit 500 subscribers. Yeah. A little bit over 500 now.
That's awesome, bro. I see Randy's WSG here. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it. Hey, you got something from Randy recently, didn't you? You got it there?
Yes,
you want to show it?
Yeah, he sent over this custom slip, and he does sell these over on the Slip Joint Sanitarium Discord. So if you want to pick up one of his custom slips, I'm all blurred out. There we go. Really cool dye job on this one with like the maroons and the grains. I added the Vero titanium bead over here. Right now, I think I have a GC15 in here. So perfect size for that. It was actually made for a Jack Wolf, but perfect size for the 15 as well. So super sweet slip, but definitely check him out. And he's selling them in exchange for some US currency. Although I'm sure if you are international, as long as you work out shipping, he'll send them there as well.
What's up, Fook? So you said through the Discord, Randy, is that where I contact you about buying one?
That's the best place to do it. I think you can hit him up on Instagram or maybe the email in his bio as well. But the Discord server has a page dedicated to it where you can see some of his other works, what the options are, pricing. So if you go through like Instagram, you'll obviously have to work it out based on the pattern that you're looking for a slip for and what you're looking for.
Nice. I haven't been there forever on that Discord because I just can't keep up with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's just, it gets to be too damn much. But what's it called? Slip Joint Sanitarium?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll try and pull up a link. I usually close the Discord so you don't hear it beeping in the background, but I'll try and pull up a link here for anyone who wants to join that.
Yeah. So let's see, you were talking about guests. I know next week, Andy Armstrong from Rosecraft's going to be coming on. They've got some new drops coming out that we'll talk about a little bit in the show tonight. And then he's got a bunch of killer shit coming out. I don't want to give it all away, but he's going to be on the show next week. Who we got after that? You sent me a text.
Yeah, so after that, my buddy Eddie over at OEG EDC makes custom fixed blades, folders, knucks, that sort of thing, pry bars out in Pennsylvania, all American made. He's got this big workshop that he just moved into. So he's going to be on the following week. That's, I believe, August 6th. And
What's it
then
called?
on
OEG? I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, OEG EDC. I grabbed one of his folders at Blade Show this year, and then one of his fixed blades at Blade Show in 2023.
Nice.
He's going to be on the 6th, and then on the 13th, we're going to have Vu Pham. He's a big part of the knife community, has a channel here on YouTube, has worked with a bunch of companies. He did the Pyrotech booth at Blade Show, but he just released his first design, the Migaron Vane, and may have some other stuff to tease as well. But I know that's in stock both on the Migaron site as well as on the Rec site. Sold out at White Mountain Knives, though.
Oh, it's already out? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. That one came out a couple weeks ago. So the first release sold out at White Mountain Knives, so you could order it from Migaron. And then Rec brought in an order, so they have it in stock now.
Heck yeah. If you guys aren't subscribed to Vu Pham, and I think his handle is at Vukashan or something like that.
Exactly.
He's got the coolest tagline. I told him before, I said, bro, you sound so freaking smooth when you say that. Like, he just does these little shorts and he's like, hey, what's going on, knife nerds? It just sounds cool as shit when he does.
My favorite is the bench. He's got this bench at the place that he works at. I believe it's at his workplace. Maybe it's at home. I don't know. But he likes to throw the knives into it. So all of his shorts have him throwing knives into the bench.
I don't think I've seen that. And he likes to, his thing is he likes to, as soon as he gets a knife, the first thing he does is take the damn thing apart. Like disassemble it, look at everything, analyze every little piece of it and put it back together. It's really cool though.
Yeah, a lot of people like to do that. I usually only disassemble it if I'm changing something out or if the action's just like a little bit wonky, maybe it's off center, I'll take it apart. But if it's functioning right out of the box and I'm not customizing it, I like to just kind of leave it as is.
Yeah, me too. I'll put a little drop of oil on the pivot and just leave it. But it's pretty cool because he really wants to what's up, Armageddon Pins and Pin Blades? We got some folks coming in here. My Journey, what's up? Yeah, it's just pretty cool. What's up, Bloom? Illuminati's in the house. First thing he does is just take it apart. Like, he wants to get into the guts of it and see how it is.
Yeah, then, I will say I've really been enjoying customizing knives lately, getting different scales, pocket clips, thumb studs, things like that, just swapping them out, even doing like the skiff bearings and stuff like that. Just a good way to not add new knives to your collection, but feel like you got something new.
Right.
So like something like the Mini Griptilian here with the AWT scales and the FD backspacer.
Pop you up there.
Oh yeah, let me open it up here. So stuff like this, it just had like the black GFN scales before, so kind of a little bit boring out of the box, and was able to make it feel like a whole new knife. So really been digging that lately.
Yeah, that's cool. Kathleen says every time she takes one apart, she regrets it. I've been there. I've been there where it looks like it's easy, and then I can't get the damn thing back together. And then what I thought was going to take me, what's up, Robo? What I thought was going to take me 15 minutes ends up being a freaking hour and a headache, and me wishing I had like 4 hands.
Yep. Yeah, definitely been there. Usually it's pretty seamless. The other day I was doing one of those AWTs on the Spyderco, and one of the body screws was just free spinning in there. So I could spin it. It wasn't stripped. It just wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't backing out. And so I knew that I wasn't going to change it back to the scale. So I just broke it with a pry bar.
Yeah. Pins and pin blades. Same thing. Yeah. I think we've all been there where we've taken one apart and then we regret it. So my newest one I just got today is that Finch pipeline, and they had yeah, I love that big fat spear point, and I'm really digging the Kieranite on the Finch knives, especially. I don't like it on everything, but for some reason on these Finch knives it works. So I had to get that blue tidal resin, I think they're calling it. So that's my 4th Finch total. I was late to the Finch party, and my 3rd one that has the Kieranite scales. I freaking love that big spear point. Stop, dog.
Yeah, that one's so good looking, and the blue Kieranite is perfect on a knife called the Pipeline.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, super slick.
How big
have I gotten in lately? So I actually won a giveaway from Adventure Survival Gear. They were giving away this Campcraft Outdoors CM5, and so nice little fixie. It's got this really sick green dyed burlap micarta, And so hopefully that's picking through. You can see the burlap micarta a little bit through there, but it's dyed green. So really, really cool looking. It's a nice little kind of camp kitchen type knife.
Yeah. What kind of steel is on there?
I don't remember. I believe it's some sort of carbon steel, but not 100% sure. It's not stamped on the blade. And these were originally customs, and so there was just a bunch of demand for them, so they ended up making these production models.
Oh, heck yeah.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I can probably figure that out pretty quickly, though.
So this one, Kathleen was asking what was the size on this. It's about 6.85, almost, just a hair under 7 inches. So most bench knives are going to come right around that, right around between 6.5 and 7. They don't necessarily make the biggest knives, but this is one of their, well, I guess the Hellfire, the Hellfire and the Flint are a little bit over 7 inches. But they don't go too crazy.
Yeah, usually on the smaller side. I have that buffalo tooth, which is really wide, but not super long. But here we go. So it's 1084 high carbon, and then they have it in either polished like I got, or the forged version that's a little bit like kind of rougher looking, kind of has that more unfinished look.
And you said you won that on Instagram?
Yeah, this guy, Adventure Survival Gear, was doing a giveaway. New Instagram account. He's doing these knives that are made for Altoids tins. I can actually pull that up too real quick. Yeah, so he's doing these knives that are made for Altoids tins, and so he's just trying to get some traction. So was doing this giveaway, and if I can find them, yeah, here we go. So you can see there are these tiny little fixed blades that go inside of Altoids tin. You can paracord wrap that handle, and it fits in there nicely, so a little bit more than you can usually put into there.
That's a fat little chub right there. That's a little chode.
Yeah, exactly. And see, he's collaborating with Campcraft Outdoors, who's the same people who did that larger fixed blade I was just showing, the CM5. Pretty affordable too, $25 for the knife, and then you could do $27 with one of their custom tins with their logo on it, and it includes the knife obviously there as well.
Yeah, I can't trade my brand new Blue Finch. Robo said he'd trade me a used Robo leg. I think my beard is already on the chopping block. What's up, Baxter?
Yeah, really been digging what Finch does. They have so many cool designs, and they come out pretty regularly, but not so often that you can't afford to buy every one of them if you really want to stay in that ecosystem. I guess if you're like Big Red, where he gets every combination of them, then it's a little bit more, but if you're just doing one of each, it's a little bit easier to keep up with them.
I love them, but I'm not to the point where I have to have every single variant yet.
Right.
Like
Ooh, might have lost you. I'm not. Oh, there you
are. JB has every single variant.
Yeah, which is crazy. I know he had to track some down where there were exclusives with different shops and stuff through eBay, and so I'm not like that with really any brand. I have a lot of some brands, but there's none where I'm 100% complete.
So here's a good one. How many knives total? You guys dropped that in the. He said he stopped counting after about 150. How many? I stopped counting a long time ago. How many do you think you have total, Jake?
A rough estimate, just based off of how many knives I know I've gotten this year and where I was at before. I think I'm around 450. I'm probably a little bit over that now. I don't think I'm at 500 yet, though.
Yeah, I probably have well, I got rid of a bunch of modern folders, but probably around 300, something like that.
Yeah, still a ton.
Of course,
how do you store them?
I've got a bunch of plastic totes back there behind me. There's some in there. There's some in a closet. This cabinet right here has a bunch of them in that drawer. There's a drawer on the bottom, and then there's a bunch of shelves in there. So all in there, and then a bunch in those plastic totes. There's 5 or 6 plastic totes back there.
That's wild. Do you hold on to all the boxes as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are in a closet over here on the other side of the room. And Yeah, I don't know about that. I just spend way too much money. It's stupid. It's a horrible addiction. But I guess it's better than drugs. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have one of those like 56-inch Husky workbenches with the 11
yeah,
drawers, and so
yeah,
they're stored in there. I don't keep boxes though, so I used to, but I had a literal like 4x6 closet area that was just
yeah.
full of totes full of boxes. I'm like, why am I keeping all these? It wasn't just knife boxes either. It was like knife boxes, multi-tools, flashlights, and so just tote after tote. And so I got rid of all but maybe 10 boxes in total.
Oops, I didn't mean to
There you
pop
go.
that up there. Yeah, yeah. You can buy more. Robo says 19 total. For some reason, I don't believe that. I
You know,
believe
some
you
people
have.
just keep these like really curated collections of exactly what they need. And there's something I feel like freeing about that is like, okay, I have exactly what I need and they sell
Yeah,
off or whatever with the other ones, give them away. But I know a lot of people like that where they're like, I just need to find the perfect knife. And once I do, I'll just get rid of the other ones and have certain knives for certain scenarios.
I can't do that. I don't know. I have to. Yeah, it was firearms for me for a while, and then that got way too damn expensive, and then I kind of started, um, getting into knives more, like buying more knives. Yeah, Ken says he has about 240 and it's a small collection. I thought I had a lot, but I have like a starter kit compared to some guys
Yeah.
like Warthog. Um like he's a slip joint and vintage guy and he's got some fixed blades and all kind of stuff, but that dude probably has thousands of knives, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Kevin, Armageddon Outdoors. He was actually at Blade Show the last 2 years. I met him at Blade Show last year, but he said he got into knives because guns were getting too expensive. And then you get
Yeah.
into these expensive knives that cost the same amount. Some of them are more.
Right.
And I'm kind of in like that same mode. And unfortunately, I can't really talk about guns as much. Where I guess you can talk about them, you just can't show them as much on YouTube.
Yeah.
But recently joined Rumble. I'm considering doing some content over there that's not
Oh,
allowed on
really?
YouTube. Yeah, so started a Rumble channel. It's right now I'm just uploading the same videos, but may get into doing some stuff we can't advertise over here on YouTube.
I know Hickok 45, who's like the OG of firearm channels.
Yeah.
They tried to shut him down or something crazy happened, but I think he got it sorted out actually.
Yeah, sort of. So he didn't exactly get it sorted out. He just is changing the type of content to match what these new policies are. So he got on a call with some YouTube executives who explained what the policies are. I think he can no longer have sponsors for his videos, which is crazy,
Yeah.
because you can't afford to buy that many different guns. Well,
Right.
I can't. Not the volume that he does for sure. And so he's over on Rumble now as well. That's actually what prompted me to make the switch, because if they go the same route with knives, then what are we going to do?
Yeah. And I think that day is coming. I think eventually you won't even be able to show a kitchen knife on YouTube at all.
Yeah. Fortunate. For now, that I feel like they've been pretty fair with knives. As long as you're using them for normal things, they don't really care. It's pretty wild that you can't, like, if you get cut, you can't upload the cut. It's
really?
an educational thing. Why would they care? But in theory, you're not supposed to like show cuts unless it's like a first aid educational type thing.
That's funny because Gabriel from the Last Huntsman Outdoors, he texted me the other day and said, like, his channel sort of stalled at about the same number of subscribers my channel has. And like recently it just freaking, I was like, what the hell? YouTube hates me now. And he's like, same thing happened to him. And he kind of like sat in that range for a while. And then, he does a lot of chopping and stuff, bushcraft type stuff. And one day he freaking cut his arm open and it was on a video. And he said he got like 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers from that, from
Really?
slicing his arm open.
Yeah, I
He said
think
I need it
Randy also, when he cut his finger and then he did that video
on the.
removing the stitches, got a nice boost from that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny, yeah, that you might get limited ads for that, which isn't the end of
Yeah.
the world as long as they don't also kind of shadow ban you, which sometimes goes with those limited ads. They'll stop promoting it. It's not really a ban; they just don't put it onto people's timelines. But it's interesting how usually that results in more views, but then they take away some of the ads
Right.
and sponsorship from it.
Yeah, exactly. So the other day I did a video and I said I need to try to squint less in my videos because I'm always squinting.
Right.
And recently I've got, it's because I wear glasses. And when I do my recording, I do it on my phone and it's like arm's length away. And so I'm like squinting to try to see it. And Jesse was like, "Oh man, I thought you were just freaking high all the time." And I was
That's
like, "No,
funny.
I'm not. I'm not high all the time. I just can't see worth the shit."
That's funny. Yeah, my eyes are finally starting to diminish a little bit. I had 20/20 vision for the longest time, but now I'll find like I'm on the freeway trying to read a sign. I'm like, man, I used to be able to read from this far away. Now I have to get up close on the sign. Got to get in and get a vision check.
Yeah, when it happened to me, it happened fast. So I want to take a look at something.
So Stacy asked real quick while you're looking that up. Here, you guys get no money from us premium YouTube users at all. Do you know? We should. It looks like when I look at my revenue tab, it shows views that got ads and also views from premium users, and we get like a percentage of the views that they watch. And so YouTube obviously takes, I think, 55% right off the bat, and then if you watch 100 videos, that other 45% gets broken up across those 100 videos. At least that's my understanding of it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the lime green barn board that's coming from Case? So I love that purple barn board. And what do you guys think about this? I really like that Seahorse Whittler. There's only a few Case patterns that I really like.
Yeah.
I like the Seahorse Whittler. I like the Barlow, the Sodbuster Jr., and I kind of like that Razor, but I already have one. So
yeah, I really like the color of the covers, but also I really like single blade Barlows. So anytime Case does a single blade Barlow, I like to try and jump on that.
Oh, I didn't even notice is that one. They do have a single blade Barlow coming out. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, see, that's a single.
Yep, exactly. So we'll probably try and grab that, and then maybe the Sodbuster Jr. in that one.
Like, see, I don't like this. I like the Kieranite on the Finch knives, but I'm not real fond of that right there. That copper swirl.
Right.
And then this.
That's kind of cool, actually, that candy corn one.
You like that one?
Yeah, I do like that.
I can't decide how I feel about it. They don't have any patterns that I particularly like, though.
Yeah.
Baxter likes the trappers.
I'd probably go with the baby butterbean on that one.
Where's that one? Oh yeah,
right,
yeah, that's pretty cool. Like a mini canoe.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they've got this one that's pretty cool, but that's the two-blade Barlow. I do like this one too. This medium jack.
Yeah.
Because
I like that smooth gray bone because you can get like almost a black one, and then you can get these like super light ones too. Yeah. Does SMKW have the Christmas special one up already? Armageddon Outdoors had asked if we saw the Christmas special. I haven't seen it yet.
I think they do. Hang on a second. They had it somewhere, or maybe I saw it at Shepherd Hills or something.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that. Mouse is not. I like this medium jack because you don't get that pattern all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I try and do the same thing. If I see like a pattern that I don't have that isn't typically from their lineup, I'll usually go for that one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've had my eye on a couple of Case knives recently. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find that Christmas one. I saw it somewhere.
Oh, I was just doing the same thing. Got a Frost Cutlery. Maybe I'll sort it for new. Oh yeah, these look cool. Oh, here, I'll share my screen here.
Yeah, I can't find it. I've got a bunch of websites pulled up, but I don't see that one. I did see it earlier today, though.
Yeah, these Sea Dragon with the extra bell on here, and then the blade etching.
I'm just not sure how I feel. I don't like I love the color, and the etching's pretty cool. I don't like all the extra stuff. I know a bunch of people are into their Christmas knives and just Christmas knives in general. I know that you've got a few of them.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, on Christmas knives, I'm okay with it. Usually, I don't like all the extras either, but they're kind of meant to be, collected and shown off. Yeah, and so they're memorializing, I guess, Christmas for 2024. And so I don't really mind all the extra embellishments. It reminds you of when they came from. It's really easy to tell. You don't have to go online and search like, hey, when did this come from? What Christmas was this for? Read the dot pattern. It's all right there.
I hope they release that before Christmas, because I think the world's going to end before then. And so
yeah, usually they do. So last year I
like
learned
that Zippo, though.
I have that Zippo from last year, actually. But last year I learned that you have to order all this stuff way earlier. So like Halloween last year sold out in, I believe, the end of July. I don't know that I've seen the Halloween one for this year, but it was sold out by the end of July. So if you waited till October, it was already gone.
Really? That's crazy.
Ooh. Randy, what'd you pick up? Most recent case is the Texas Toothpick and Blue Gray Bone for Kevin over at Armageddon Outdoors.
I like this one too. This one's been out for, I haven't been on top of my case knives too much. This one's been at, oh shit, I'm at the wrong place. Sorry.
I do like Red Hill Cutlery. They usually ship pretty fast, and I've had some good experiences with them. I don't know. I mentioned this in a lot of my case videos. I always put a note with it to inspect it for gapping and blade center. And so I don't know if any companies actually do that, but every one that I've gotten from Red Hill has been really good. So they may be actually opening it up and checking.
I like this.
So this is Shepherd Hill, right?
Yeah. This Kentucky Bluegrass. I don't know if that's exclusive to Shepherd Hills, but I don't think I've seen them anywhere else.
Yeah.
And there's like my 3 favorite patterns from regular, I guess you could call them regular patterns that they put out regularly.
Very nice.
Yeah. The Copper Lock, the Sodbuster Jr., and the Barlow. And the Barlow is recent regularly. It didn't used to be. But I really like that one. I think I want to grab that Copper Lock.
Do they still have the, I think it's the Red Horse Customs at Shepherd Hill right now?
Oh, yeah, they do.
They're so nice.
And
I really want the Barlow. Yeah, I think it's like $200 and something, but I really want to grab that Barlow before they sell it out.
Let's see. I think it was Smoky Mountain had some case customs something or other that were like $500 and something. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Find it. It's just ridiculously expensive. Here they are.
What's going on, Byron? Yeah, just talking a little bit of everything. We've been on case for probably like 15 minutes or so, but just knives in general, just chatting this week. Have a few guests lined up for the next few weeks.
The axe handle.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. $539. That's crazy. But that one right there, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And I've never seen an axe handle. I don't know if that's something that they had put out in the past.
Yeah, I wonder if it's specifically, because it's maple, obviously. So I wonder if they specifically took it from some like old antique axe or something, and that's why it's a little bit pricier.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. That's pretty cool. I'm
gonna pull up. Randy actually sent over a picture of his new knife. So here we go. Can't read that bolster. What brand is this one? Is that a Arthurite? Feel like I can see an A on there.
I can't see it at all. I'm squinting. I'm not high, Jesse. I just can't see.
That's funny.
Arthurite. Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, it looks really good. Those covers are excellent. I don't have any Arthurite yet, but Randy finds a lot of really good looking ones, really tempting me to get my first.
Where is it? All About Pocket Knives. You can usually find some.
Yeah, I think he finds a lot of them on like eBay or at like local pickups.
Oh, really? There's nothing local near me. Nothing.
Yeah, I have a couple decent options. Like we have a antique store area there's tons of random little knife booths and stuff that you can find stuff. And then I have a shop nearby that does do some secondary stuff, and usually it's traditionals, but it's usually not anything super fancy. A lot of like frost cutlery, and every once in a while you'll get some like old case with cracked covers and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
not super high end stuff.
Andrew, you've got 6 of those lizard skin. I know I've seen a lot of case knives and buck knives on your channel recently, Andrew. So,
I think I saw, was it Kathleen got in her new Aries knife yesterday. What configuration did you go with? Yeah, I really got to get on his books and pick one of his knives up. I still don't have one, but every time I see one, they look so good, and I'm always jealous. So, got to make a point to get on his books the next time he opens them.
Let's see. How do I open a picture? Hang on a second.
You can do the same thing. So when you share it, you just select that instead. So if you go to, instead of like the tabs that are on the top, you can go to window or entire screen, and the window lets you open other apps besides your browser.
There it is.
Ooh, Aquamarine Pedal was one of his July builds, so I'll have to go check it out and see if he posted that.
Well, I don't think I did it right.
I saw your snook for a second, but then you closed it, it looked like.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If that's what you're trying to share, I think you did it right.
I was.
Perfect.
But it was in the way, so I couldn't see nothing, so I accidentally.
That's funny. Yeah, I always lose the chat when I'm sharing my screen. Luckily, it's on the other monitor, but the StreamYard one, I can't find anything.
So that one's coming out soon. I actually sent my one that I already have. I sent it to Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery. It should be there tomorrow, and he said he was going to review it and turn it around pretty quickly. But yeah, we're looking at like the end of August for that one, and
that's
it's
awesome.
going to be, yeah, it's going to be on my website, which is called blackwaternifeco.com, and we're going to have that variant and 2 others. Let me show you here real quick.
Awesome.
Whoopsie, what did I do?
Is that website already live, or you have it kind of hidden
It's
right
not,
now?
It's
okay.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's still under construction. So shit. I got too much going on over here. There we go. Here we go. I think there it is. So
what's going on, Dennis?
The 2 other variants. So we've got that one which is the pistachio and blue, and then I've got one with layered violet micarta with like, it actually looks kind of greenish in this picture, but it's more of a neon yellow.
Oh, okay.
And then this one is the new Jungleware Fat Carbon with blue underliners. So
nice. Yeah, I was gonna say it looked green also. I was actually thinking it was almost like Joker colorways.
No, it's more of a like a neon yellow. Hang on, I got another picture. I'll pull it up.
So I see a spike that Aries posted. I'm not sure if this is the one we're looking at, but go ahead. Oh yeah, that's way more yellow than I was expecting.
Yeah. So, and then I'll show you the last variant.
Cool.
Just plug my release coming up soon here. And we're only doing 6 of them on that first drop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then I think they're going to sell fast. You know how people are like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to buy one of those. But you know how it goes. If people have money,
life happens.
If people have money when they drop, they'll go. But I think 6 of them are going to go pretty quick. So the other one is going to be the.
Ooh, I think we're losing you a little bit. Yeah, definitely lost you for a moment here. But yeah, same Kelly Hiker. I still carry folders and slip joints most days, but I do find that when I have a fixed blade on me, that's what I'm going to reach for first most of the time. And so I've kind of been leaning that direction too, getting a lot more smaller fixed blades that I can carry in a mag pocket in my pants. Well, while you're frozen, I'm actually going to pull up this Aries EDC post. Once you pop back on, just kind of flag me down. We're going to pull up this Aries EDC post of his most recent drop. I'm wondering if this is the one that Kathleen picked up. But yeah, really beautiful completed spike. I'm not sure what that handle material is, but looks excellent. Texas and Florida with the bad internet. Is that a known thing, Andrew? But yeah, really cool little fixie. Fixie in my pack and sometimes a mini neck knife, but I use my folder. And it looks like Tim just dropped back off and maybe joined back in. So, oh, sorry, Tim. I'll let you push the button. I accidentally removed you from the stage. There we go.
That was not my internet. StreamYard just crashed on me.
Died on you? Oh, no. Looks like Kathleen is the pedal, so not sure. Let me see if I can find that one. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. I pulled your share off the screen while you were frozen, sharing some Instagram stuff. So
no, it's cool. Yeah, so I've just those 3 variants. The pistachio and blue linen micarta, and then the violet layered linen micarta with the neon yellow underliners, and then the fat carbon jungle wear with the blue underliners. And
nice.
So yeah.
And you're aiming for a August release for that?
Yeah, like one of those last 2 weeks of August. Yeah, that's sweet right there.
Yeah. So Kathleen had picked up a pedal. I'm wondering if this is the configuration that she got.
I love that color.
Exactly. Just wanted to take the full screen. Mine is the aquamarine. And so, yeah, it looks like aquamarine to me. Maybe it's a turquoise, but yeah, that might be Kathleen's exact one. It looks like he made 2, one for Javon as well. So could be his as well.
Yeah, so we're looking at those last 2 weeks of August. Gabriel from the last Huntsman Outdoors. So he designed a knife. So Jacob from Very Good Knife Company is like OEM in 2 different knives right now. One for me and one for Gabriel from the last Huntsman Outdoors. But the last Huntsman Outdoors, his knife is called the Huntsman. That's actually a Very Good Knife Company knife. That's going to be sold from Very Good Knife Company because they did a licensing deal. You know what I mean? Like Gabriel's going to get a little cut of that.
Right.
Mine are different, right? He's making them. He's getting paid to make them. I'm selling them through my website. Completely different. So they're both dropping around the same time, and we're just trying to coordinate. You know, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to figure out, should we do it at the same time? Should we stagger it? Whatever. So not really sure yet on mine.
Yeah, it might be good to give people a little bit of room to breathe in between paychecks if they're hoping to pick up both of them, that sort of thing.
It's a completely different price range, though. His is like $369, and
Right.
mine is nowhere near that.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. Have you already done a logo? Or are you doing a logo on there?
Hang on, I have to see if I can find it. Yeah, there is going to be a
brother?
There is going to be a logo.
Nice.
So it's going to be like co-branded. It's going to have the Very Good Knife Company on one side, and then it's going to have the Blackwater Knife Company logo on the other side, which is just like a B, but the openings of the B look like a fish.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's really pretty slick.
Very on brand.
Yeah. So, it's the whole fish theme, the Florida theme. And then I've got 2 designs, the next 2 already ready to go. So I've got the snook and then the bonefish and then the tarpon. So we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do a lot of that while you were out there in Georgia?
Some of it started on the bonefish while I was out there.
Nice.
And so the blade profile kind of matches the fish. So the snook is a spear point. Let me pull this up. I'll show you where my design inspiration came from.
Sweet. Yeah, same, Andrew. When I go on my phone, I'll sometimes type in the tags, but I don't know if it actually works or not. It doesn't pre-populate.
So
yeah, I can definitely see that profile.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the snook, and then let me show you now this is not a picture of the bonefish design, but this will kind of tell you, it'll give you an idea of what the bonefish is going to be.
Sweet. Oh yeah, I can see that kind of almost like it. Yeah.
So it's not going to be a slip joint. It's a fixed blade, but it's going to be a Wharncliffe swayback. Yep. And so I was going for the profile of a bonefish.
Very cool.
And then I might as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, are you ready to show talk about
I might as well.
Not yet?
Yeah, I'll show you. I have drawings, but I'm not gonna share those. We've got all the specs worked out and everything. So, and then the third one is the tarpon. It's going to be a straight back bull nose, kind of a modified big belly spay clip sort of thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting blade shape. I like that one.
Oh, hang on, I lost my audio.
No worries. Also, if you're looking to check out Hanks while he's figuring out his audio issues, just link to Junkin Genius. It's over on Instagram. A lot of really cool Hank designs. Oh, Father reminded me to post this. But yeah, a lot of really good Hank designs here if you're looking to grab something and maybe different from some of the brands we've had on the channel. May need to have her on at some point if she's open to it.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I got my audio fixed. So yeah, the tarpon is going to be. So these both kind of have a sway. It's going to be a straight back bull nose is what I'm calling it.
Nice.
But can you see the design inspiration?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's what I was going for. And eventually I'll run out of cool game fish and I'll have to completely switch it up. Because I don't know if a bluegill would make for a cool fixed blade. But
yeah, Byron had a suggestion for the Goliath grouper, big with lots of belly.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Kaiser has a new knife coming out called the grouper that really looks like the Nightshade. You and I were talking about that before the show.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's funny. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. don't know if you guys have seen that. Let me see if I can pop it up. But you can definitely see where it's very much like the Vosteed Nightshade, but Vosteed's making a lot of noise, so
yeah,
I can see why. Here it is. It's called the Mini Grouper. Let me pop it up here.
Sweet.
Yeah. So can you see the similarity? The leaf shape is a little bit different, but it's
for sure.
Right in that mini Nightshade ballpark.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely has that similar blade profile. A little bit difference on the handle, which obviously good thing.
Yeah.
They incorporated that flipper tab.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good looking
cool
knife. I wonder if they're gonna have it in anything other than carbon fiber. I don't know if I've seen that or not. But I'm not the hugest fan of traditional carbon fiber.
Like the twill, that's not my favorite either.
Yeah.
Izzy says do a largemouth and a flathead. Yeah. I don't know if those would make good fixed blades either. I'm trying to stick with like the Florida game fish, but I guess largemouth bass is a game fish. But I would love to do we had Joe Mangiafico. Was that last week or the week before?
That was last week.
Yeah, he was talking about doing some redfish scales, and I would love to kind of try to do a redfish sort of one. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Speaking of, I guess, fish related or sea life related, just got the SPK shark in from my buddy Lele. This one's on loan. I have to send it back to him, but he got this in the drop. Really, the drop went extremely fast, like they always do. But LMAX steel on this one, $125. Only downside, I think, is that it doesn't come with a sheath. Okay. So it'd have to buy one separately, but extremely comfortable.
Yeah, it looks comfortable. What's that handle material?
Micarta.
Yeah.
Micarta handle material. We got the orange lanyard out the back and then LMAX steel on the blade.
I like that. Are you going to try to get a leather sheath or Kydex? That looks like it might fit right down in your front pocket, like be a pocket fixed blade.
Yeah, he actually ordered a custom sheath made specifically for this knife, but it's, I think, a 7-week lead time, so it'll be a while before he has it. So he just sent it for me to check out until he gets that in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, so really cool.
The only new stuff that I have, I got that pipeline today, and of course, all you guys have seen this by now, and we'll talk about it more next week. That's that muskrat.
Yep.
From Rosecraft, the Sequatchie River muskrat. This is a big boy. This is a big ass knife for Rosecraft.
Yeah, I mean, and 2 blades, which a lot of people have been asking for a lot. So good to see a few of those models coming out.
I mean, overall length is right at 7 inches, but it's got a 4-inch handle on it. That's a big one for Rosecraft, and it's a big stout knife. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And then I've got this. I'm kind of digging this one. It doesn't have the best action. This is a loaner. This is the Benchmade North Fork, and it's got.
I like the look of that.
Yeah, I do too. Stabilized maple on the scales there.
It's pretty Your internet's kind of blurring it out, but yeah, the wood handles really look great on it.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have the best action, but it's a cool looking knife. So
yeah, I got an interesting one from an anonymous donor, and so
show that one.
Yeah, from James Brand. This was a super controversial knife when it dropped, and apparently there were. I think it's called the Redstone. I want to say. And so it's inspired by like mountain climbing. When it came out, people just hated it. I think it was around $130, and so kind of pricey. Also, just weird shaped handles and not the most comfortable. If you're further back, you're a little bit off balance. It's a lot more comfortable. But if you get up on there, you end up in this gap between the 2 stones that isn't the most comfortable. It's definitely a hot spot. But apparently they were having a sunset sale where these were on sale for $29. And so someone sent me an anonymous email asking if they can send it over, get my opinion on it because they really like the knife, which was interesting. I don't know if it's a regular viewer or someone who just saw one James Brand video on my channel. Definitely would like to hear from them. But yeah, they sent this one over, and it's a pretty cool little knife. I definitely would not pay $130 for it, but
this is exactly what I was thinking. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't pay 130 for it. So the little saddlebags on the side, is that like G10 or something?
yeah, I think it's G10. Feels like some sort of plasticky material. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's G10. And then yeah, they ride up, and then you have this little gap in the middle, which is where that hot spot is a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're just using it for like quick utility cuts and stuff, and you stay back, it's a little bit off balance, but there's no hot spots whatsoever. It's just kind of a weird in the normal grip.
I missed that one when it first dropped. I don't hate it. It's definitely interesting. So Baxter says he's waiting for the Stag Muskrat. I don't think I'm giving anything away here because Andy was on Thrifty and Slippy show this weekend, and he was talking about the NOLA Chucky Jack, which this is Rosecraft's fastest seller. This one sold faster than any other one they've released. They're doing this one in Stag. And
nice.
I'm sure that one's going to be hugely popular. This might be the biggest knife they've ever done, which might be why it was so popular. Plus, it's just killer. That big giant spear point on there.
Yeah, I picked one of those up at Blade Show because they were sold out online, and so when I saw them at Blade Show, I'm like, yeah, I should jump on that. But excited for the Stag for sure.
Yeah, he said it was the happiest accident that ever happened because that was supposed to be brown, and it came out moss green.
Right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be brown, and it actually looked like wood. The images, like the rendered images that they had drawn up, and it came out this moss green. So he just changed it to vintage moss green or whatever he called it.
Yeah.
And people loved it, so they did it again.
I didn't realize it was like a moss green colorway, but you're exactly right. I have a bunch of moss in my ball python enclosure, this like pillow moss, and it's pretty much the exact color of that. So
yeah, so they changed it to vintage moss instead of it was supposed to be like oak brown or something. Yeah. And it just the dye job came out funky. Yep. Yeah. And so he was like, so we ordered.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Izzy, it might be worth talking to Jacob over at Very Good Knife Company. He's got some knife designs that he wants to produce.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At least big blades, if they're folders. Don't know that he does folders right now.
No, I don't think he wants to. He's tried it, but I think he's happy doing the fixed blades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my my next purchases are going to be a couple of case knives, and I hope they're good. I mean, I hope the quality is good. We all have been down that road, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I've said it on a couple of comments. I don't know if I've said it on the channel, but I've had pretty good luck with case. Again, I ask dealers if they'll inspect them before they send them out. I try and buy them in person. I got some at Blade Show, local shop, that sort of thing. But when I can, I usually will ask. Or if you buy it on the secondary, you can obviously get pictures beforehand.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that that lime green. I don't know why. I just dig it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, someone said it kind of reminds them like apple skin way up in the chat. So sorry for whoever that was that mentioned that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does kind of look like an apple skin color.
Like some Granny Smith apple.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. I've been trying to slow down on purchases in general. I have a huge backlog of knives, pouches, slings, stuff like that that'll carry me for several months without purchasing anything new. And then I'm planning on, I've been saving any money I've been making from YouTube to make a bigger purchase. Not going to announce what it is yet, but hopefully to do some new type of content on the channel. And so really looking forward to that probably in the next 2 months or so.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. So this is Rosecraft's next release, and Andy's going to be on the show next week to talk about it. The Otter Creek Barlow, and I think that one is sweet. It's not the same as the Beaver Creek Barlow. Completely different. I mean, when you just first look at it by yourself, you're like, oh, that's the same damn knife with just the thing on the bolster, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a cool looking one. Is it coming with multiple cover options?
No, not right now. I don't know if he's gonna release it.
Over time it might, covers. But I do like the sandalwood. So I don't have a lot of wood covers.
Yeah, that one's yellow sandalwood, which came out really great on the Loosahatchee Jack. That yellow sandalwood was just awesome. It's kind of like burl.
Right.
All those little swirls and bird's eye green in it and stuff. So yeah, that one's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is one I would like to grab while we're speaking about Barlows, is the 78 pattern from GEC. I had an opportunity to grab one the other day. I just bought in the 14, I think day before, and so I didn't end up picking it up, but there's some new cover options that are going to be coming out pretty soon that I might try and snag. And I feel like it's been a little bit easier to get in on the GEC drops. I don't know if that's been everyone's experience, but as the secondary market slowed down recently, it seems like the drops last a few minutes instead of a few seconds. And so may try and grab one of these next. Not your traditional Barlow. They're calling it a bullet end Barlow. You can see the bolster's a little bit longer, but it's not a third for sure.
I was just about to say that. That's not like a full Barlow bolster. Yeah, that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, but
it's almost like a boy's knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, it looks really cool.
You sent me a couple links where some GECs were available. Like
for about an hour after the drop, and so they weren't hugely marked up either. I think those ones, the lowest I saw were like 120 something, and they were selling for like 135. So not a huge markup. You're getting them from a reputable dealer, and they lasted for a little bit. So
yeah, that's awesome. Maybe they are just maybe people are just broke.
Yeah, it honestly seems like the knife secondary market has dried up a lot. All those knives that you used to see marked up like double the price, that people are having a hard time selling them for like retail plus shipping now. And so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think obviously the secondary market's healthy for the knife industry. It means that there's a demand for them and people will be buying new knives too. But at the same time, it was getting kind of ridiculous with some of the markups.
It definitely, and especially for the GEC ones. And I feel like, I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like GEC is doing more frequent drops than they were. They seem like they're coming faster now. No?
They put out their production numbers. I'll have to check. I haven't really noticed much of a difference. It feels like pretty similar release schedule, but that might be true too.
It just seems like every time I look up at traditional pocket knives, Austin's got another GEC drop. So maybe not.
Yeah, they always release like a handful each month, though. If you're in their Facebook group, they will announce it with this sort of spoiler image, which is always fun guessing what it means. So it'll be like an image with different pictures on it. Sometimes it's obvious, like if you see a rattlesnake, it's probably the Rattler, but sometimes it can be a little bit more like, what is that even?
Yeah. I still don't have one. Right now, my money's tied up in getting this knife released. But maybe I'll make a little bit of money off that. Probably not much until the second or third round of drops, but I still don't have a GEC, and it's one I need to get in on because I do love them. People are buying.
I do have one more on the way. I think that's going to put me right around 20 or so.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely,
that's freaking awesome.
Definitely growing my collection, and like I said, it's been easier. So it also makes it a little bit harder because it's easier to spend money on them. So with it being harder, I was mostly buying through drops before, and when they were harder to get, I wouldn't spend as much. But now that they're a little bit easier to get, it makes it easy to accidentally spend money on them. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's this weekend, isn't it? Or next week, 7/27?
No, the 7/27 is this coming weekend, and then 8/3 is next weekend. And
Athens, Alabama. I don't know where Athens is.
Nice.
But I'm close to Alabama. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Some of the St. Nick Spyderco exclusives are really cool. I don't have any of them yet, but there's a few that I have my eye on the secondary too.
Hey, there's Dennis. What's up, brother? Prices got out of hand. Yeah, it definitely got out of hand. It was freaking crazy.
Yeah, I'm not really one to. I do buy knives on the secondary, but I don't like to overpay over retail. So even with the GECs, I try and buy pretty close to retail. If I'm buying the knife, I'd rather support the knife company, and so whenever possible, I'll just get it through a drop. But sometimes it's not possible, and try not to support too much price gouging. I'm okay with like a little bump up if you need to make your shipping back and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna severely overpay.
Yeah, $25, $30 is, but it was, people would just buy up all of them, and then you'd see them immediately on All About Pocket Knives or somewhere else like 3 times the price. And I'm like, they literally just dropped this morning. And now
what was crazy to me, yeah, exactly. What's crazy to me is that GEC doesn't have MAP pricing like a lot of companies, and so some of the dealers mark them up themselves. So they'll get them directly from GEC and then sell them for double.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is crazy. But just about time. If anyone has any other questions while we're just chatting, feel free to throw them in the chat. I know Izzy just mentioned he liked that new Hibbon knife you got, Tim. I think you put a video up on this morning, right?
That's a guilty pleasure. So it's kind of like Rough Rider. Hibbon knives are not the best. They're not the best steel. And I just get them to collect them because I think they're pretty. You know what I mean? And they're
and there's some that are so far out there too that I really like that too.
Yeah, he does some fantasy knives and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like his regular fixed blades. I just like his lines, and he uses those mosaic pens a lot and does that file work and stuff, and just got a really cool profile. Yeah, they're just cool. And you can get most of them for anywhere from $60 to $100. So it's just something I like to collect because I think they're cool.
Yeah, there's some fun ones that I've been meaning to pick up. I don't have a single Gil Hibbon knife, actually.
I think I've got 4 or 5 of them now. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Nice.
I kind of like them. Oh yeah, so I won't be going there if it's in, like, I'm right next to the Alabama state line, but from here to North Alabama is like 8-hour drive.
Right.
To Huntsville. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so a little bit further from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not so bad if it was a planned trip,
Yeah. If it was Birmingham or something, I could do that. That's only like 3.5 hours.
What's going on, Steve? Just wrapping up. We got a couple minutes left here. Dog's pestering me too, so I figure get her on camera. It's my puppy Lily.
Is that a Springer?
Just got a haircut.
Spaniel?
Yeah.
She's Springer Spaniel?
Yeah.
She looks like
a got her haircut, so she's just a runt. She was a lot smaller than the rest of her brothers and sisters. She weighs about 25 pounds, which is, they always tell her she's a little bit underweight because of her species, but she's got a little belly on her for sure.
She's sweetie. My dog's a freaking 80-pound horse.
Can't put him on your lap.
She sits right on my lap. Like, she'll come and just plop, and she thinks she's a little dog like that. Freaking 80-pound boxer.
Yeah. They don't know size. You see that with like Great Danes and stuff too. They say they're great apartment dogs actually because they're low energy.
Lazy.
I couldn't imagine one stepping on like my hip while I'm trying to sleep.
Oh no, my dog stepped on my pinky toe the other day, and I thought I was gonna die. It just like caught me just right. I don't know how, and it just kind of like stepped on the edge of my toe and kind of popped off like that. Oof. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's rough.
Horse.
But all right, I think Lily.
Lily? Yeah, she's a cutie. She is a little girl. She looks like a puppy.
Yeah, she's almost 7 years old now. Around Thanksgiving, she'll be 7 years old.
Wow.
And working. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks everyone who came on. Appreciate it. Huge shout out to Randy and Bluminati Ninja who are holding it down as our mods today. Make sure to check their channels out as well and check out some of their merch, slips, anything like that. Definitely make sure to pick those up and support members of our community who are super involved.
Absolutely. Including me. I got a knife coming out soon. You guys get one. Yeah, I'll have the website is not live yet, but the website will be up this week. So I'll make an announcement on that. So, all right.
Awesome. Well,
Appreciate
thanks everyone. Thanks again. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate y'all. Take care and have a great week. Talk to you next week.
See y'all next week.